And even though I ain't tryna think about it, I pop pills, smoke dro, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though she got away. Just want you to know deep down inside, come on, I love you, baby.
Banging production.
I shed tears when I first wrote the song, cause as your father, when it comes to you, I know I'm wrong. Supposed to be on it, out here getting it to make sure you're stable. Supposed to be a man, supposed to come home and put food on the table. But as a man, I was wrong, I admit that. Was a materialistic lover, man, I did that. Loved your mama from a distance, but she wasn't with that. Went from girl to girl, like damn, can I hit that? I fell in love with Andrea in 2007. 2 years later, we had you, and baby, you my blessing. Going in different directions, cause I couldn't find my angle. Until God sent you, cause baby, you my angel. And even though I ain't tryna think about it, I pop pills, smoke weed, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though she got her ways. Somehow I hope and pray that God will take this pain away. And even though I ain't tryna think about it, I pop pills, smoke dro, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though she got her ways. Just want you to know deep down inside, come on, I love you, baby. And now I'm lost in this world just trying to head home. And I ain't seen you in 2 years, your mama dead wrong. And your granny, truth be told. What it do, everybody? What it do? This your boy, LiL-Beezy, and this is episode 2 of Keeping It a Bean with Beezy. This gotta work. And on today, I got a wonderful, special, dear to my heart guest on today. This day I've been waiting on. This is gonna be a special episode. But without further ado, I'm going to let you all know that I have my beautiful, lovely, oldest daughter, Kamari, on the podcast today. So, with that being said, Kamari, tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, so I just turned 17 recently.
Woo, woo!
So I'm 17 now.
One more year, y'all.
I'm a cheerleader. Still in school. School's going great. Honor roll student. Trying to make it out of here. So, yeah.
Honor roll student trying to make it out of here. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's dive right into it. So, Kamari, yeah, I'm your dad, but not everybody know that. So, tell us a little about how it was for you growing up.
Okay, so growing up, basically, I was since I live with my mom, it felt like I was like an only child. So I was with my mom most of the time, but I did see my dad. And it was very much like I can remember like thinking back to my life, just going back and forth, meeting with my mom, meeting with my dad, stuff like that. And so I think back and it's just memories of just me being with you sometimes and me being with my mom.
Right.
But I think that overall, it didn't really like have a negative impact. Like I saw my dad and my mom.
Right. All right, cool. Of course, it was probably funner at your dad's house than mom's house, but we're not gonna dive into that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk a little about that later on into the episode. But let's talk about you're 17 now.
Yeah.
17. I have a 17-year-old, y'all. So being 17, what's going on out there today? How are y'all living? What are things that you're doing right now?
It's very fun. I'm driving here and there, a car.
Where do you drive? Where do you
To
be
school.
Because you haven't drove to me.
I drive to school. I drive to my friend's house.
Friends.
Yes. I drive to my best friend's house.
Okay, best friend, girl.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I drive to her house.
Okay. Driving to your best friend's house. What else do you got going on?
If I'm not there, I am at cheer practice. I'm spending time with my friends. I am in the bed. I'm in the bed sleep.
I like those plans. So, if you're not in the bed, you're probably studying, right?
Yes, I'm studying.
Okay. How is like high school? How's your grades?
My grades are good. I think that I could say freshman year, they were not lying. Like, high school is such like a learning experience because freshman year is like a huge learning curve. You go in not knowing anything or anybody, and then you kind of have to like figure out yourself as well because again, you don't know anything.
Right.
So I just spent my whole freshman year kind of like just going through the motions, and then my sophomore year, it was just like, okay, now you're just cruising because you done this already, and now you're just trying to get to junior year.
Right. Okay. Understandable. Like that. So let me ask you, and I know I'm your dad, but what are those young fellas like? Those YNs, as I call them. What are they like? How do they?
Very immature.
They are immature.
Very immature. Very like childish.
Childish. Yes,
They'll
they
do
are.
anything to get your attention.
Anything. No good. Right?
Yes.
Right.
They'll do anything to get your attention. And just, they're not really talking about nothing.
Right. So, I'm going to ask you the worst question I would ever want to know. But I'm going to ask. Right? Do you got a... It hurt me. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Do you got a... I'm sorry. We might have to cut that out. Do you got a boyfriend? Do you got a boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Okay, great. Thank God. Y'all, I was praying and she was answering that question as I was thinking the question. So, going through high school without a boyfriend because I met your mama in high school, So, I'm kind of aware how things go in high school. Like, serious question, like, did no guy, like, no little boy, like, no basketball player, nobody wanted you to, like, sneak and have a boyfriend? Because, as a father, I always say, oh, you don't need no boyfriend, but kids don't do what their parents say.
Okay.
Now, understand your friends going to see this message, so they going to be like, she lied?
I'm not lying.
Okay. So, you wasn't worried about the guys?
No, I mean, I definitely, like, have boys that, like, okay, yeah, like, you look good. But it's like...
Name one boy that told you that came up to you and said that.
No one has came up to me, but
okay.
like I just think it in my head.
You got his address?
No, I don't have his address.
Okay. I thought you was gonna be able to give me something like an address or something.
No, I don't have his address.
Okay. So, in all seriousness, you are in high school, and you say you cheerlead. How is that?
Cheerleading is good, but I am cheer captain.
Whoa, cheer captain. So you the big dog.
Yes.
Big dog. So you got people looking up to you. So if you the cheer captain, you kind of like popular in school. Like, how's that?
I think that like going into high school, since I've been doing it since I was a freshman, everybody knows like, okay, that's Kamara, she's a cheerleader and stuff like that. But I think that people forget that like even though I'm captain, I still have a responsibility. Right. And so I had to adjust myself to be captain for everybody else on my team.
Okay.
And yeah, that came just with like sometimes I have to learn how to be like way more patient, and I have to be accountable. I have to be accountable for my actions and my mistakes because I'm not perfect. If I'm teaching something wrong, people know that, and so I have to be like, hey, I'm sorry,
Gotcha.
And stuff like that.
So you're a cheer captain. Are you a senior right now? What?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior, about to be a senior. What are those grades like?
My grades, honestly, my grades are good. I try to keep an AB honor roll. But that doesn't mean that school's not hard. I had to learn how to have really good like time management skills. So if I got a game tomorrow, I know I need to go home and do my homework.
Are you like a basketball cheerleader, football cheerleader?
I prefer football more, but basketball is more fun.
Why is that? Why
because
football?
Football, first of all, it's just better for my schedule because I only have games on Fridays.
Right.
And it's also just more entertaining for me. Like, football has just always been more entertaining for me. But basketball, I'm more active. Like, I'm doing way more cheers. I'm actually battling the other squad.
Right.
So it's just, like, way more, like this.
It's intense.
Yeah, it's way more intense.
Do you enjoy the going back and forth?
But football, I can entertain the crowd more.
All right, so do you enjoy the going back and forth?
With the battling cheerleaders?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
to a
I
certain
sensed
extent.
that. Because y'all, we just left for dinner. And it was a lady sitting probably 10 feet away from us. The lady was just looking up. And my daughter was over there like, what she staring at? That's my op. Whoa, how you get an op that quick? You don't even know this lady. You
She
know what I
kept staring
mean?
at me.
So we moving along. You're in high school, you're cheer captain, going into your senior year, your grades you say are good, and they better be good. You talked about your stress levels. Like, is it stressful?
Yes, it's stressful, but I also just have to like understand when enough is enough. Like I am doing a lot, so I still have to take time to, lay down and not do no work sometimes. And sometimes I have to, pace myself and I have to allow myself to understand that like I may not get all of this done today, but I'm going to get it done.
Better get it done. So you're in high school still. Are you like? Because I heard you're taking like these dual enrollment classes. Explain to us what that is.
Okay, so I go to can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
I go to Vandy on 1 day a week to focus on
Vandy.
Yes,
What's Vandy?
it's a college.
What college is that?
It's a STEM based college.
Okay, but what university is that?
Vanderbilt University.
Vanderbilt. Okay, the black and gold,
Yeah.
the Commodores.
Yeah.
So do you go to campus there?
I go to campus. I go to it's like one of the buildings on campus. And
Okay.
I go in there, and I go.
Ain't no
1 day a
college
week.
boys in there, is it?
No college. No, it's kids my age.
Got you. I know. Yeah, okay. So you don't be around them athletes, them football players, and nothing.
No.
Yeah, you don't need to see them. That shit. No, you don't want to see that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's like an ugly scene to see.
Okay.
Like big dudes
Yeah.
just running around.
It's horrible.
Yeah, horrible. So yeah. So do you like doing that? Cause I took dual enrollment when I was in high school. I went to Dyersburg State. That's a little community college out there. So I understand for me, it was very stressful, trying to balance high school and kind of college because they don't cut you no slack.
They don't.
They treat you as if you are a college student in a college class.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of prepared me for college, though, better than, I would have been if I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. Do you kind of like feel kind of pressured from it? Does it make you be like, oh man, college is not for me? Or do you feel like it better prepares you for college?
It definitely better prepares me for college, and it gives me pressure, but like good pressure. Like it keeps me from getting lazy.
Okay.
And it helps me like have perseverance.
Right.
And I do feel pressure sometimes, but it's okay.
All right. Speaking of pressure, man, and this is kind of a touchy subject, but I do want to touch on that because you are my child. You are somebody that I love. And I don't think people ask their children enough. And I just want to elaborate on this with you if we can. What is your mental health like? Like, how do you feel like mentally?
Very like mentally, I feel, I'm like all over the place.
Right. And I ask because there's like young kids all over like committing suicide, and the parents always, or they're going into these schools doing God knows what, pew-pewing, and every time I see it, I always think, I wonder what my child is thinking. I wonder what my child is feeling,
Yeah.
So how is that? How is your mental health like? You say you're all over the place. What does that look like?
I wouldn't say I'm stressed all the time, but stress is like it's a key factor like with my mental health. Right. And so I have to learn like ways to cope with it sometimes when I'm stressed. And it may be from just like school or just me being frustrated because I didn't get enough sleep, Right. It's just all types of things. And I think like with me being 17, it's just like kind of like a growing pain, know. It's like it's just like a part of growing up and stuff like that. So I have to learn how to.
So do you ever feel like you don't belong, or are you one of those kids that, because you're our kid, but you'll always be a kid and a baby to me. But
do you ever experience where, oh man, I don't feel like I fit here?
High school will definitely put you through that and make you feel like you don't belong because you're exposed to so much, so many different personalities, and you're around so many different people, and so you can feel like an outcast.
Right.
And so that can definitely have an impact and make you feel like you don't belong somewhere.
Right. Speaking of that and jumping off, I really appreciate you for touching on that. So piggybacking off of that, feeling not alone in high school will make you feel like that. Question: how do you think college is gonna make you feel? Cause college, Daddy graduated from Middle Tennessee State University. College is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And the big thing about college is, let's say you're popular, right? And you're popular in your school. You're one of the most popular kids, right? When you go to college, everybody was popular in school. Mm-hmm. It's like a kid, or it's like one of those standout high school players that go to college and they're not as good as they were in college as they were in high school. That's the student body. It's like, and it could go one or two ways, because when I was in high school, I was popular. When I went to college, your daddy was still popular, but true story, still is popular. But I've also saw where you could be lame in high school, and you get to college and just blow. And a lot of people, I don't like those people who, when they see a child or a kid that was probably not so popular in high school, that blow up and become popular in college, I hate it, because when you go to college, you find out who you are.
Exactly.
You find out what you are. You get tested in ways that you never thought you would get tested. You feel things that you never thought you would feel, and it can go both ways. I don't think we could prepare ourselves for what college introduced you to, So with you being my daughter, I'm glad we can sit here and talk and explain, because, and I'm glad I can ask you about your mental health, because college will test your mental health. College will test things that you believe in. Even with yourself, you will do things that you thought you would never do, and it's okay. And if you do those things that may be against your morals, or things you never thought I would do, it's okay. It's called a learning situation. It's more of a learning stage. Did you feel good when you done it? No, don't do it again. You become a young woman. Right now you're a young woman, but you become a young woman, right? And what people don't understand is it can make you or break you. Mm-hmm. I just want to look you in your face and tell you, don't let it break you. When those moments come, arise. And you can always call me and I'll be there. Trust me, and it's no judgment, because you're going to experience things you didn't expect yourself to experience, right? You're going to experience life, and I want you to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say, hey, Mari, you're going to go out there and everything's going to be perfect, because it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be battle tested, right? But moving on to something positive. We talked about how your high school is. We talked about all that. What do you do outside of school? Like, what's a typical day outside of school for Mari?
A typical day outside of school for me is, I love taking care of myself, doing whatever I can to take care of myself. So whether that be, watching my favorite TV show, doing skincare, painting my nails, doing my nails, spending time with my friends, FaceTiming them, playing games, cooking.
Right.
I like to cook, actually.
Right.
So
like
anything that makes me feel good, I like to spend time with.
And it's funny that you say, I like to paint my nails, I like to do my nails, I like to do all that, because when you were young, I don't know if you remember, you used to do all that and I would freak out about it. Remember? Do you remember that?
A little bit.
I will make you take it off. But then, as you got, like, makeup, it was always a no. But when you got to, like, being 8, 9, I kind of, like, broke it and was like, let me be the one to take her to get her nails done. I used to take you to get your real nails done. I wouldn't let you show the camera that. I wouldn't let her do that. You know, so now I'm getting like, you know, that's my baby, but I can't tell her to do nothing, right? And it's crazy because you're 17 now. Let me ask you, do you remember going to college with me?
Yes, I do. I actually remember taking my toys to your class.
Right.
And we would sit all the way up high in the chairs.
Yes.
It was like gray chairs, I believe.
Yes.
And we sat, and your teacher would like talk.
Yes.
I would sit right next to you.
Yes. So
I remember like walking with you, and people would be like, "Hey."
Yes. And it's crazy because I never forget my teacher thought I was babysitting, and he was like, his name was Lance Selva. He was like, "Man, you can't be babysitting your neighbor's kid and coming to class making money." And I was like, this is not my sister or brother. This is not my sister or brother's child. He was like, "Well, who is it?" I was like, "This is my child." And he was like, because mind you, I was like 19. She was like 6 or 7. So 6, 7. She was like, you know, and everybody knew me on campus. So, like, they would do your hair for me. Remember that? I used to take you, get your hair done. Like, everybody was supportive of it. So, I had, you know, support, and I appreciated that. But I just wanted to ask you if you remember that. All right. Moving right along. There comes a segment in this show where we talk about something that has to work. This segment is called This Gotta Work. And just to talk, you see my shirt, This Gotta Work. Shout out to Tatiana who did the design. And I'm going to show y'all the design of the jacket. Boom, boom, get at her for the jacket. No advertise, but I had to show it because I'm about to take it off, right? Because I'm hot. Now, speaking of This Gotta Work, Mari, what's one thing that's going on in your life? Well, you're 17, so it shouldn't be do or die. But it's like, hey, this gotta be it. If this don't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I have to graduate college. I have to go to college.
Go to college?
I have to go to college, and I have to graduate college. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
I ain't gonna lie. As your father, the first one, go to college? Hell yeah. You gotta go to college. Right? You gotta go. But what action steps are you putting forth for that?
I'm preparing myself. I take school very seriously. I'm trying to work ahead. Uh-huh. I'm trying to set goals for myself. Mm-hmm. And when I reach a goal, I don't try to just put it in the future. A lot of people, when they set goals for themselves, they put it on the back burner because it's a goal. But when I set a goal, I try to reach it. Like, I don't try to put it on the back burner. I try to reach that goal. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I've been trying to do. When I want to do something, I try to go ahead and do it, you know?
Right.
And I try to, you know, obviously do the little things like I'm taking extra classes and I'm just doing extra stuff. I just have to do it. It has to work.
It has to work.
It has to work.
Gotta
I have to go to college.
Work. Hey, and as your father, I will be here and support you on meeting that goal. I might not have $1 million in the bank. I might not be the best father at times, but I will support you at all times. Right? So moving on, speaking of supporting you and being a father, a lot of people don't know that I was 14, 15 years old when I had you, and you're now past that age that I was when I had my first child. And a lot of people don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't know the stress of a parent, a young parent, when their child is approaching the age that they were when they had their first kid. And I just want to say that I am extremely proud of you because I know the pressures. I've been through them. I am extremely proud of you. And if you would have fell into that category that I and your mother fell into, I still would have been proud of you. But I will tell you that I am extremely proud of you because I know the pressures, right? You have already done better than your dad. I can't speak for your mother, but if she was in this room, I'm sure she would say the same thing. You have exceeded expectations. However, we still have a long way to go. But, you know, quick question. Just let them know the type of father you feel like you had. How do you feel about your father?
I think that my dad tried to be the best father that he could be throughout my life. And I think that that also just comes with like other people having opinions on you and things you couldn't control. I think that had a lot to do with our relationship. But I'm really happy to where we are now because we both grown and like matured. And with you like being young, I feel like I dealt with that too because people in my family still, have, I wouldn't say trust issues, but still get a little triggered because I remember being 16.
Right.
And so my grandma would be, all up on me just because I was that age when my mom got pregnant. So I definitely get it. And I think it definitely has an effect on just everything, rather if that be our relationship and everything that goes on,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I think that you definitely tried to be the best father you can be. And I think that back then, if me and you had a little bit more patience with each other and talked through things, better communication, I think things would have been different.
Right. And I'm so grateful to hear that. That is beyond anything I could ever ask you or accept from you. Because a lot of people don't know, I struggled a lot. I struggled a lot when it came to being a 14-year-old dad, being a 15-year-old dad, 16-year-old dad, hell, even a 21-year-old dad, graduating high school, going to college, wanting to live a college life, wanting to be a dad, But one thing, we just watched a video where I wrote a song to you 13 years ago. We watched a video where we're in a mall and I'm shopping for you. Not to dive deep down into the stresses because I'm learning not to focus on the negatives, focus on the positives in life. Times like that I did cherish. Times like that I'd never forget. I had you and your sister a couple years, many of years later, but it was rough for me not having the child, dealing with the stresses of what comes with the child. Nobody really know what I truly went through with it. And as a man, I did try my best to be a great father. I always wanted to be the best father. Like, I would be in class and they would say, what's one thing that you wish you could do 10 years from now? And it was always be a better father. Hey, can we, ma'am, can we make another one of these, please? It's on the counter now. Sorry about that. But I definitely, regret not being able to do exactly what I wanted to do. I would definitely say, I apologize. And what I mean by apologize is I apologize that you had to grow up with me. And being a young father came with challenges, but I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. And in a way, that struggled our relationship, right? That struggled, not being able to be there, not being able to do certain things. And You know, basically you grew up with me. I was a child raising a child. And I wouldn't wish that upon no kid. You know, if I could go back and change it, I wouldn't, because you turned out to be great. You know, I'm getting emotional, y'all. But you definitely turned out exactly how I envisioned you to turn out. Exactly how I knew you would turn out, because you had a great mom. You know, um but I do owe you that apology as a man, because no child deserves that. And me being the age that I am now, I am able to admit that. You know what I mean? So, congratulations on getting into college and staying the course, and staying above the actual pressures, because I know how hard it is. And beating the statistics of having a father that had you, having a father and a mother that had you at an early age. And regardless of what me and your grandmother and me and everybody else experienced, those people did step in where me and your mother lacked. Those people did step in, and you know, it may not have been pretty, or it may not have been in the picture where I wanted it to be, or how I wanted it to be, but they did do that to where you did not miss a beat. You know, and for that, I can say today that I am grateful. But a lot of people don't know. You know? And like I said, as a father, I want to look at you in your face and tell you that I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry that I wasn't there like I should have been. I'm sorry that I was 14 years old, right? And I know you may think, well, how can you apologize? Because you was a child. I'm sorry, because that's not normal, but I will say it's how God wanted it to be. And it helped me a lot having you. Just knowing, and I might not have been physically present with you, but there was nights where, I could have went down the wrong road. But I knew I had a beautiful daughter somewhere in Nashville, Tennessee, right? So that helped me get by a lot of nights. It helped me survive a lot of nights. And you may not understand that now. You may not feel what I'm saying now. But when you have your child, Lord forbid when that may be, when you have a child or whatever, you're going to understand what I mean. And hopefully, one day you will be able to look at me and say, "Hey, Dad, it's fine. I understand." Right? Cause I did do my best. Your mama did her best. And I don't want this part to be sad with me sitting up here crying and all of that. But you are very beautiful. You are a star, and you're gonna shine. I know that. You got some me in you, and I love it. You got a lot of me in you. That's scary. That's scary, and that makes me very happy at the same time, right? Because I wasn't there like I should have been, but motherfuckers gonna know that's Brandon's daughter, right? Sure. That's Brandon's daughter right there. You know what I mean? And you don't know how many nights. You don't know like how many nights where I had where I worried about that. Where I thought, damn man, is my daughter gonna know that I'm trying? Is my daughter gonna know that, I'm doing everything? Is my daughter gonna know that I want to come see her? I want to come to her parties. I want to come meet her friends. I want to come meet her teachers. That is the worst feeling as a father a man could experience. But we not gonna dwell on why and why not. We're just gonna move forward. And I can promise you this. Moving forward from here, now you're 17. I couldn't wait for this day for us to sit down and look each other in the face and face it, right? From here on out, I will do my best, and I'm gonna continue. Well, I'm gonna continue to do my best, and I will be there, no matter how many times I had to fuss at you in the past. Because we've had some rumblings, that I never forget, and I know you won't forget. It was times I wanted to take your damn head off, but it was all out of love. And I tell everybody, I got the best damn daughter. I got the best daughter that I could have had, And it's like people don't understand. I always say, they like, oh, you love Caden. You love Caden. And I love my baby boy.
I love him too.
I loved him. They like, he your favorite. And I always tell people, I love Caden, but that damn Kamari give Caden a run for his money. You're my first child. And we went through hella shit. Like, people won't ever know. This podcast ain't long enough for them to know. You know what I mean? So, man, if you don't leave here tonight knowing one thing, just know I gave it my all. I gave it my best. And we're not done. I don't want you to think, oh, I'm finna turn 18. It's over with. The only thing gonna change is you don't have to listen to me when I say it. But damn it, you gonna listen. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to give up on my child just because she 18 and say, oh, I can't say nothing. I'm not going to say, oh, you not wearing that with me. Because I'm going to say it. No, baby, no, hell no, we ain't doing that. I'm going to always do that. Because if my mama had done that to me, things would be just a little different, But I'm very proud of you, like I said. Don't ever get it in your mind to think, my daddy don't love me. Or my daddy so mad at me that my daddy's gonna hate me. Your daddy will never, ever hate you. Your daddy will never, ever not have your back. Your daddy will never, ever not be there. I'm always a call away. Right? And I want you to know that. But I do want to ask you. What's one thing you think that I could have done better at being your father?
Oh, I had to think. Okay. I think one thing that...
Now, if I was perfect now, nobody was really perfect but Jesus. But I could be the next thing closest to Jesus. No, I'm just kidding. But what's one thing you think I could have done better at being your father?
I think when I started getting into, like, my preteen phase, like now I'm a teenager.
Pause. Oh my God. My mind went elsewhere when you went there. I thought you was finna say when I started getting into boys. I was fuck.
No.
Okay, keep going.
But I
think
preteen
stage.
When I was able to like actually, when we were trying to form a better relationship, I think that me and you actually could have took way more time to just get to know each other.
Right.
I think that during that time, you jumped into trying to just immediately parent me when you didn't even know Kamari yet.
Right.
Because you hadn't seen me, you know? You hadn't seen me for a long time. And that's
Yeah.
But I think that we could have gotten to know each other and like sat down and created our relationship before, like,
I feel it.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I got exactly what you're trying to say, and
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I will say, you're right. I did. In my mind, I'm your damn dad.
You are.
And regardless of who fault it was or why the time I missed was the time I missed, I thought about you every night, every day. And no matter what, when I saw you, I was your dad, right? So I tried to, and let me explain the reasoning of jumping right in and trying to parent you. It wasn't because I thought, oh, I missed out. It was, I never knew when I was going to see you again. I never knew when I was going to have that opportunity. So I wanted to put enough impact on you to where it would last and you would hear my voice. And I wanted you, it was more of a, she got to hear my voice. She got to know that this is it. You know what I'm saying? She got to know I don't want another man in her ear. I don't want her to fall in love with some guy and that's how she learning. You know what I'm saying? I want her to be able to know. That's why I'm so serious on you when I'm talking to you about what to expect from a guy, what to look for in a guy, the expectations of a guy. That shit I don't take for granted. That stuff I'm serious about. Because daddy wasn't always a good guy. Daddy is not always a good guy. I'm still learning, right? So as I'm learning, I'm throwing that at you. Because if it wasn't for certain women that I've dated and went through hell and high waters, I would know, right? Because my living situation, but that's a story for another day. So I appreciate you coming on here today. I appreciate us getting here. I don't think this will be our last episode. You know, I think we will have to come back in, especially after you get a boyfriend. Yeah. After you get one of them. You're going to have to bring his weak ass on here too. Right? But I just want to say that I love you so much. I'm always going to love you. You're a strong, young black woman. Continue to be that. Continue to work hard in school. Don't let none of these young YNs get you off track. Everything that's going on now will be there when you come back from college. I promise you. If somebody calling you a lame, and that's for y'all out there too. If you doing right in school, they calling you lame, just know when you graduate and you going off doing good with yourself, they gonna look up to you. They gonna want to be in your shoes. You may be lame now, but you're gonna have fame later. Remember that. That's the best I could tell y'all. That's the best advice I can give y'all. Do you got any advice for anybody your age and before we sign out?
I think for all my teenagers out there, keep being who you are. Don't let this world take your identity from you. Be whatever and whoever you want to be. Thrive in you. And whatever you do, keep God in your life.
All right, baby. Thank you for coming on here.
Of course.
What's the saying? This gotta work. Let's say it again. This gotta work. All right, before we get up out of here, one thing I like to do is look up to that camera right there and tell everybody deuces.
Deuces.
This gotta work.
know it's funny cause they feel I'm crying now. And I don't care about you cause damn, but girl, I'm trying now. I take a breath deep inside because I'm signed now. And if she tell you I don't love, say man, you're lying now. And even though I ain't trying to think about it, I pop pills, smoke weed, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though she got her ways. Somehow I hope and pray to God to take this pain away. And even though I ain't trying to think about it, I pop pills, smoke dro, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though she got her ways. Just want you to know deep down inside, come on, I love you, baby. Yeah, and even though I ain't trying to think about it, I pop pills, smoke weed, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though she got her ways. Somehow I hope and pray that God will take this pain away. And even though I ain't trying to think about it, I pop pills, smoke dro, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though she got her ways. Just want you to know deep down inside, come on, I love you, baby. Remember when Mia told me, put clothes in the hamper, and now I'm mad cause I ain't get to change a damn pamper. Renita used to tell me, Brandon, be there for yours. No matter what, do something for me, baby, care for yours. And now I'm tripping cause I feel I tried my luck now. Can't finish this verse because I'm getting mad as fuck now. I love you. It's like shit kinda crazy to me, man. Like being 16, having a baby, still in high school, but still made it to college though. And having a baby that you ain't seen missing her first birthday, I mean shit kinda crazy. Hey, but I gotta hold my head high. And even though I ain't trying to think about it, I pop pills, smoke weed, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though she got her ways. Somehow I hope and pray to God I'll take this pain away. And even though I ain't trying to think about it, I pop pills, smoke, draw, and even drink about it. I still love your mama even though